to get to 1 and 2. Sparkover took a very close loss against Imasock. That's why she's 1 and 2. We're underway.
Yes, we are, and I like the synchronization on them. We have an immediate Armos item, and it's the power bracelet. Very nice find to begin with.
Yeah, there are 4 power bracelet spots, and look at this. The price of bombs here on Sparkover's side, it is below 10 rupees. We're talking 8 rupees for a set of 4 bombs. That's an outstanding price. We've got some money on Cantaloupe's side. 29 rupees. Yikes. That is a very small, medium secret here. This has the potential of being a poverty seed.
Well, I understand that, but really it's only, what, 9 rupees you're losing out on because the vanilla is 30?
The vanilla is 30. However, keep this in mind, Wolflink, that the range of the medium secret is anywhere between 25 and 40 rupees. So you're looking for a mean of 32.5. So you're looking for a 32, 33 secret to stay on par with the randomizer's levels. As Cantaloupe finds his first take any cave, so he picks up the candle there so he can excavate Hyrule a little bit more now by burning down those bushes.
Yeah. Hopefully the medium and or the small and larges will make up for it in spades. Although there's not that many of them.
No, there's 7 medium secrets. Look at the price of that blue ring on Cantaloupe's side, 234 rupees. So pretty good discount there. The minimum price could be 230 rupees. Now, Sparkover found level 1, but she really can't do much about that until she has some kind of weapon or anything like that. Another medium secret at northeast of where the vanilla 100 secret is for another 29 for Sparkover.
Yeah. And that level 1 is fairly nice location, really. It's very close to start.
And Sparkover's going to find the medium secret, as does Cantaloupe, where Sparkover just found her first secret. And she's going to check this Armo statue and find out that it's a cheap bomb shop. 8 rupees for the set of 4 bombs. Now, some interesting notes, too, that I want to point out to you. This is what we call Pentaforce flags. You only need 5 Triforces to get into level 9, but there's some catches there, isn't there, Wolflink?
Yes, there is. First and foremost, important items can actually be in 9, so the bow, the ladder, anything we need that might be required to get some Triforces can be in 9. Also, you can see that the old men and women are saying the same text. That's because we can't actually understand what they're saying. For that, we actually need to find the book.
That is correct. The book, in this case, acts as a double-edged sword. It is needed to translate what those Hylians are saying and to purchase hints like Cantaloupe just found right there. And
I want to chime in real quick and add that the hints are always going to be helpful as well. So there's really no penalty for the book other than that fire from the wand.
Yes, that's correct. As I was going to mention, you still have the double-edged sword that when you have the wand equipped with that book, when the wand makes contact either with the enemies or the wall, it's going to burst into flames. It could deal extra damage to some of the enemies, but it's more of a hindrance than it is a help. So players would typically avoid it, but in this tournament, you definitely want to consider that book this time around.
That's right. And of course, the third thing, as you've already noticed, is that we've found level 1, but that was not the vanilla entrance of level 1. Our entrance can then be on any one of the outer walls.
Oh boy, look at that small secret that Sparkover just picked up. A measly 2 rupees, well below the vanilla amount. Coming anywhere between 1 and 20, so that's just about as low as it gets. So if that large isn't worth our while, this is definitely going to be a poverty seed.
Oof, yeah. And realistically, the only major thing we need to buy is... Well, here's the thing. It's a poverty seed, but at the same time, a lot of the stuff we really want to buy that we found is on a discount.
Absolutely. The bombs, the keys, I believe, as well. And there's a door repair penalty that's going to cost 22 rupees for the door repair penalty. So that's above the vanilla amount, anywhere between 15 and 25. So this could get dicey in terms of purchasing, you know, arrows, a blue ring, bait, anything like that. And another whammy for Cantaloupe, so he goes down to 30 rupees. Sparkover finds a medium secret, goes up to 51 rupees.
Yeah, so we haven't had that many dungeons yet, just level 1, but of course, we need to just find a sword, really. And of course, that can be in any open cave. We do not need a fire source or a bomb to open that.
Sparkover trying to get around this blue Octorok and trying to find an opening, but has that Zola to deal with. Going to use the bomb strats, nails the shot on the Octrok, and gets into this cave. But unfortunately, it's just a door repair penalty. And before, oh no, it's too late. She needed to wait. She needed to do it before the phrase completed. Before the phrase was completed to save those 22 rupees.
Yeah, and thankfully the non-book text is on the longer side, so that can be happened. Here's our coast item. It's the any key.
Well, that's a big item to have, and if this is one of those key-starved seeds, that ladder is going to be king for both of our runners.
I mean, the ladder is king regardless, because it helps you so much in dungeon navigation. But yeah, I'll concede that it would help them a lot as well, just to also have keys. And we have found level 5.
That's the second level we have found here. It's at the coast, and Cantaloupe is going to... I don't believe he's going to be able to do the pirouette trick to get rid of that locked door, but he is... No, he's not even going to venture going into level 5, so he'll come back later if need be.
Makes sense. And there are any roads.
Cantaloupe is not going to take the any roads as of yet, as Sparkover is about to discover that she'll be able to get an any key off the coast once she finds the ladder. Cantaloupe finding a secret, another small secret. That's the second one we've already seen of the 4. A measly 2 rupees. Cantaloupe, don't spend it all in one place. But he actually is going to spend it all in one place because he found a bomb shop.
Very nice find, actually, I guess.
Well, absolutely, indeed. So... you need all 4 small secrets just to buy 1 pack of bombs. I'd rather just take a medium secret and go to that bomb shop. And anyway, Sparkover going to check this area, and she's going to find level 5 as well. Pretty cheap candle price, 50 rupees for the blue candle and 52 rupees for the bait. So we've got an 8 rupee discount on the cheap meat there. So it could come into play for our runners. Another medium secret found behind that fairy fountain push block. That takes him up to 53 rupees. And Sparkover's going to give level 5 a shot here, but it is Uncle Wizzy's clubhouse. And boy, oh boy, Sparkover wants no part of that. And Cantaloupe finding a level 6 behind that burn bush. Ooh, one of the take-any's takes you near vanilla level 6. That's a pretty good warp there that Sparkover just found. Not going to check the other 2 just yet. And Sparkover did find a heart container in level 5, so she's now up to 4 hearts. A 1 in 3 chance of picking up the white sword item if she can find it. Random effect, yes indeed, that was a UHF reference that I was making right there. Well observed, my friend. Oh, we just found the large secret behind that coastal power bracelet spot. It's 72 rupees. Confirmed this is a poverty seed. Oh, but look at this. Sparkover just found the wood sword, so now she has the combat advantage over Cantaloupe right now.
Ouch! That is going to hurt quite a bit.
And we find that the wooden arrow prices, that's expensive too. 93 rupees for the set of wooden arrows, so it's 13 rupees above the vanilla price. So even though the bombs are cheap, Cantaloupe finding the letter at start, but as Cantaloupe, as we all know, is not an advocator of the potion, he's going to let that letter go.
Yeah, and I noticed we found a sword, but I was unfortunately dealing with something on my end. Where was that?
Oh, I didn't see where the wood sword was either. That was supposed to be our... never mind. Let's move on. Sparkover's back in level 1 and is going to tackle these Dodongos here to pick up some extra bombs. Boy, she did a really good job there. And her prize is the white sword.
White sword in 1. Very nice. And it looks like it was vanilla level 6, actually, for our wood sword.
Ah, yes, vanilla level 6. That was the take any road. So that's where the wood sword is. And that is kind of out of the way for Cantaloupe. But if he does take those any roads, he can get to that wood sword fast. But the longer it takes him to make that play, the more of a lead Sparkover potentially could build on Cantaloupe early on here.
And expensive arrows, but really, we don't need to worry about arrows if we don't find those silvers.
Right, well, of course, the silver arrows could be anywhere at this point. They could even be the white sword item for all we know. Sparkover going to Tackle, oh, and gets a lovely clock drop on those Gibdos. I was just about to say, any bomb from those Gibdos, she would have been down for the count. They do 2 hearts of damage. Sparkover going to get a key here. Spend a key, get a key, and is going to avoid those bombs for now because she's already at the maximum of 8. So what she's looking for right now, she is looking for the staircase that's going to have our second item. And no, you can't be hugging the Gibdos, Sparkover. Back to start you go. Cantaloupe gets through that ugly screen, but just finds a casino, so nothing doing there for Cantaloupe.
Yeah, and it looks like Sparkover is going to carry on here. We have yet to see anything that would be helpful in the words of defense. We at least got a heart container for the take any, but that's about it.
Yep, Sparkover found
Cantaloupe, and we see Cantaloupe heading over to Vanilla level 3.
Yeah, that's right. So he's going to check Vanilla level 3 here, which is where he would start his quest when doing the Vanilla game. That's another door repair penalty. Be
careful there, Sparkover. You're taking quite a bit of damage. Scrolling off the enemies, and they spawn into, unfortunately, Gibdo, so not going to be able to do that. Well, and Cantaloupe takes the death on the overworld.
Tough death to take. That's going to put him way back to start, so maybe those take any sound like a good idea for Cantaloupe, as Sparkover is going to find the old man. Lizzie warned me about you. That's what all of the Hylians are going to be saying until we find that book, and it could very well be here in level 1, and Sparkover trapped in this room, but has the Gibdos set up nice. And by the way, those are weak Gibdos. I believe they only go down in 5. Well, she has the white sword. I forgot about that. I was about to say, you usually need 4 white sword hits, so...
Hey, that is not how that works, Cantaloupe.
Nope, not at all. And there's the heart container, but before she can grab it, she is caught in a spike trap. Back to the start she goes.
That's right. Unfortunately, and thankfully, because we already found the floor drop, that is the dungeon heart container. Sometimes the untrained eye, it's very hard to tell. I know I can't.
Yeah, it had to be 9 hits, J. Cobra, because another thing that we do want to mention is that the enemy sets can be their vanilla value, but they could also be shuffled anywhere between plus or minus 2 of their base HP values. So if they normally have 7 hit points, as J. Cobra mentioned in chat, and it took 5 white sword hits to defeat them, that means they are on the beefy side at 9 HP.
Yeah, and it looks like Cantaloupe is having a little bit... Just a very minor amount of tilt here. You can just see some very minor things.
Yeah, and Sparkover did get the heart container this time, as Cantaloupe finds the second of the 3 large secrets, quote-unquote large, I should say. 120 rupees is his total now. Oh boy is right.
Yeah.
Blue land molas? Yikes. Oh man. A red candle would come in handy. There's level 7. Yeah, level 7 on Cantaloupe. I believe that was the forgotten spot, or at least next door. And no,
yeah, it was
that's next door. Yep, next door. So near the forgotten spot is where we have level 7, aka 33 rooms of pure hell. As Cantaloupe's going to check this Armo spot and find that's where one of the other take any roads. So you have 2 take any roads that are next to each other by vanilla level 6. Is this screen one south of where Cantaloupe is? That's where you're going to find the take any, and he's going to find it right now.
There's a 3rd road.
So there's 4. There's 1 more take any we haven't discovered yet, because we have the 1 on the coast. We have the 2 that are here near vanilla level 6. And he's going to take a risk here, and the Lionels do cooperate. And that is our other hint shop. And now Cantaloupe is going to have a tough time getting... Oh! He manages to slink his way through those blue Lionels. He is still alive, folks.
Very nicely done. And we have a lot of bunnies in level 1. Shame we don't have a bow to kill them with it. Oh, unfortunately, Sparkover takes a death. And like you've been saying, back to start she goes.
Oh, and that's a tough death. She was getting really deep in level 1. Where is this staircase? Where is the Triforce? As another door repair penalty is found. Man, we must have seen at least 2/3 of them already. There are 9 door repair penalties in Hyrule, and it feels like we've seen about 7 of them. Good news for Cantaloupe. He's about to check vanilla level 6, where he's going to get... Ooh, he almost gets picked off by the levers, though, but he is going to get his wood sword right here. And he's going to go ahead and up an A and take a different path.
We have the item.
We're about to find out. Yes, indeed. You're right about that, Wolf Link. She now has to either clear all the enemies. She does get the block clip successfully. We have got Red Ring! What a prize here in level 1. So money is not going to be a factor. We ain't purchasing that blue ring. Her defense just quadrupled.
Level 1 is the freaking what is the word I'm trying to say? It's
upgrades.
the
Upgrades.
No, it's the combat care package. That's what I was trying to say. It gave us the white sword and it gave us the red ring. We're pretty much set for any sort of combat we need inside dungeons at this point, which we now know there are whiz robes.
Absolutely. So now Sparkover just has to clear this room full of Pole's voices, and she will have the first Triforce of the match. Meanwhile, Cantaloupe finds another medium secret to go up to 127 rupees. And yep, Sparkover just trying to clear the last of these bunnies. Now, with the red ring, if she gets bopped, she's not going to lose 2 hearts. She's only going to lose half a heart. If she didn't have that ring, she would have been dead right there.
Yeah, that's the advantage right with the red ring. And there we go. First dungeon cleared by Sparkover.
Right now, it's just a matter of routing at this point. Sparkover has the early lead with the Triforce on the board, but Cantaloupe, with his wood sword, he's going to give level 5 a shot. Now, he's going to find the heart container relatively quickly, but he's also going to find out that this is a Wizrobe dungeon.
But, of course, I believe with the vanilla experience, knows how to handle Windows quite well.
Oh, absolutely, indeed. But you still got to be careful because a blue Wizrobe beam or touching its body, you lose 2 hearts. But an orange Wizrobe beam, you lose 4.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just on par with the Hyrule Driver right there.
Yep, it's the same amount of damage. Those are the 2 things that do the most damages in this game, is the orange Wizrobe beam and getting hugged by Ganon, or the Hyrule Driver as we call it.
Yeah, wizards are the most scary thing if you're doing a minimalist run. I actually seen someone do it.
Alright, so Cantaloupe wants no more part of that level, and he'll go to level 1 next, and it'll be a good, wise move for him, because he is going to be able to find the white sword in this room coming up if he's able to land his Dodongo shots. He's only got 2 bombs, so he's got to nail them.
Yeah, he really needs to nail the smoke.
And got him. Nice shot there from Cantaloupe. So the rest of this room should be no trouble at all for him. Sparkover now exploring the forest here, trying to find what she can. She's going to find this secret here for a whopping 2 rupees as Cantaloupe gets his white sword.
That's right. Now, we have yet to see our level 9. And here's level 6, actually.
Yeah, we saw that on Cantaloupe's side earlier, but he didn't really do any exploring. When you have no weapon, it's kind of hard to do exploration. There's a key inside that Stalfos, so she's already up to 4 keys. So far, so good with the keys not really being factored. And speaking of keys, here's another one for Sparkover.
Yeah, a lot of keys, so maybe the ladder is not going to be required this scene. But
quite possibly.
Let's be real, it might as well be required.
Well, yeah. However, I will say this, Wolflink, over this last weekend, I did have a string of races where there were 3 in a row where the ladder was not required. So it seems like that with the Pentaforce flags, there's a less of a chance that ladder is required. But yeah, you still want that ladder.
Yeah, it's just helpful in navigation.
Yeah, no question about it there.
And in this case, it's required.
Well, unless there is a way to bomb.
Oh, no, we can go forward.
Nope.
We can go to the right.
Nope.
No?
Sparkover is not going to take any more chances. She's done with that dungeon. She may come back later if there's something vital there. She's going to check the coastal areas first.
This will be good. Eventually finding the level 5. Oh, already found it. Never mind.
She's already been into level 5. As you recall, she got the heart container out there. I think that might be her next play, actually. Yep, level 5 is her next play. So try that instead of 6. Which, I kind of don't blame her. I mean, 5 is a little bit easier than 6. 6 is one of the bigger levels out there, apart from level 7 being the biggest outside of level 9.
And we have Wallmaster, and they're on the beefy side too.
Yeah, they're at least 3 HP because they're normally 2 HP, so they should have gone down in 1 sword strike with the white sword, but not to be this time.
Yeah, Sparkover is really good on keys, so
that has 6 keys.
Yeah, that any key is not going to be too much of a factor for her. Well, and there's the compass. We have a beeline for the Triforce here, at least. And we have just Garias here in 5 as well. Fairly tame dungeon.
So far, at least. Now, Cantaloupe did find the heart container, so both of our runners at the moment, Wolflink, they are sitting on a 2 in 3 chance of picking up the white sword item if they can find it.
Yeah, we haven't found that yet, and it might even be required for all we know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Unfortunately, Sparkover won't be able to get to that key without the ladder, and even then, you got to do a difficult ladder clip in order to get across that T room. Now, one thing I should point out to everybody, you are not required to have to do some of these fancy tricks in order to beat a seed. Now, if you're able to do them, it's more power to you, but we never require require a runner to have to do screen scrolls or to do block clips or to do ladder clips. And speaking of ladders,
yeah, that's a ladder block. I can't think it. Yeah, unless there's a path to the right. I think that's a ladder block. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the dungeon layout in a while.
Well, Cantaloupe just found the item. He's going to get his red ring right now.
Yep.
So the base damage is now down to 1/4 its original value. So Cantaloupe can start tanking enemies if he so desires. So 5 and 6 would be no problem for him.
And there's the blue Gurias.
Yep, the stronger of the two.
Unfortunately, it looks like they're not as strong as they thought, because I think one just died in 2 hits.
Yeah, that means they are less than their normal 5 HP. That means they're the 3 or 4 HP. And we are confirmed ladder blocked out of both the item and the Triforce of level 5. So Sparkover will have to come back later if need be.
Well, Sparkover at least has the knowledge that, at the very least, the ladder can't be in there.
That's correct. And Sparkover is going to check this last take any as Cantaloupe gets the Triforce out of, and one of them takes you to the far southwestern region of Hyrule. So I'd say these are pretty solid any roads. I mean, there's 2 almost next to each other, but still, one that takes you to southwest and northwest, pretty good.
Yeah, 2 goes to Death Mountain as well.
Yep. So
although they're not exactly that useful.
No, because they don't take you to the meat of Death Mountain. They just take you to where vanilla level 6 is. You still got to traverse quite a ways. It doesn't take you to the central screens of Death Mountain. You still got some trekking that you've got to do. Sparkover is going to burn this bush here at the Deadwoods and find another medium secret that'll take her up to 92 rupees. Cantaloupe sitting on 157.
Well, the one in the graveyard potion shop, that one is not that great, but the other one is situated in a place that's okay.
Right.
But you do have to hike to get to vanilla level 9. And there's another take any road, and Sparkover is now guaranteed to find that pick up that white sword item, whatever it is. And speaking of vanilla level 9, cantaloupeme is heading up that way.
And boy, it's a good thing he's got that red ring. Instead of losing 2 hearts for those Lionel beams, he's only losing half a heart, and he does get one of those hearts back and finds another casino. Nothing doing there for Cantaloupe, and going to do the screen scroll here, but having a little bit of trouble there. He's manages to pull it off that time around, and much more successful on the other screen scroll. But he's going to check the vanilla potion shop next door to vanilla level 9. We find that it is another blue ring shop. Neither of our runners need it.
Is that the 4th blue ring shop we've seen?
It's a common shop, that's for sure. He's going to bomb Spectacle Rock here, and what do we find here? Another door repair. No, that is not a door repair penalty. That would either be the white sword item hint, or it would be a hint about where the magical sword is. So that's why Cantaloupe didn't lose any rupees.
And based on... wouldn't the sprite be different if it was the white sword hint?
Not necessarily. It can be, but not necessarily. It can be the same. As you can see, they're all Octoroks, but that can be shuffled too, yes. Just happens to be in this case, they're not. And Cantaloupe finding the magical.
Find the mags.
Yeah, but he is well short of it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, Wolflink, I don't see magical sword being in play, and here's the reason why. Both of these runners, they already have the white sword. They have the red ring, and unless there's a level 9 or dungeons that are near that magical sword, it's not going to be in play for either of these runners. Both these runners are too good.
I'd believe it. But anyway, we're seeing more checks here on Death Mountain, and there's our final take any.
Yeah, we found all 4 take-any's, and there's our white sword.
It's the recorder.
All right, so the recorder will grant fast transportation to all of the dungeons they have completed. In this runner's case, they can only teleport to level 1 at this time, but you just never know, Wolflink. Recorder Lake could be in play, and also, if the Triforce or an item in a dungeon is Dig Dogger block, they're now set.
Well, yeah. there are ways around Detonator. And there's level 8 at Candle Alley. This is a very good dungeon to find for Sparkover because it is 2 items. And also, level 3 found on Cantaloupe side.
Yep, so Death Mountain does have one of the levels here. It is level 3. And well, good thing he's got that red ring because these blue Wizrobes, as they normally would do 2 hearts, instead would only do half heart. But still, you're only looking at 6 hearts. And
this is actually kind of a dangerous dungeon too. And wow, hi there, Aquamentus. How's it going?
Boy, and these might be beefy blue Octoroks too. Having a little trouble getting them down here, but oof, they're just gathering in the same spot on that BMO statue. So Cantaloupe getting a few cheap shots in and trying to clear the rest of this room here. Now the good news is, again, he's got that red ring, but here's the bad news. Once he clears this room, nothing's going to lock it in place. So if he takes a death, which is a very high probability considering he's down to 1 heart, and these blue Wizrobes, well, I was just about to say, these blue Wizrobes aren't dropping a thing for Cantaloupe. The last one did.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it looks like Sparkover has to deal with Gorias. And also, you said blue Octoroks? What?
Wizrobes. Did I say blue Octoroks? If I did, whoops.
Yes.
Whatever. Let's move on here. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is not going to be the double, or this is not going to be a push room with the staircase because of that shutter door. It was a drop room anyway, but...
This room might be on Sparkover's end, though.
Yeah, she already found the transport, and no, not a staircase, so a tough break there. This could potentially be the staircase for Cantaloupe, and as we see the Wizrobes are... And again, he had full health until he took that Wizrobe beam, and again, good thing he has that red ring. He would have lost 4 hearts there. Another Wizrobe beam to the face, and no, this is not our item here in level 3. Another red herring.
And a Dig Dogger here in 8. I saw something very interesting the other day.
Unfortunately, that Dig Dogger had nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. Getting back to what I was saying. I saw a Dig Dogger. I kid you not. There's a map for 3. And we already have the compass as well. But yeah, I had a Dig Dogger, or at least I was doing commentary, and there was a Dig Dogger that was apparently in a leader room. So when the flute got played, it just instantly died.
Oh, wow. Well, Cantaloupe's still looking for the item here. Sparkover looking for the 2 items that are in level 8. So the next 2 staircases she finds, she knows that is going to be her items, and she's hoping it is going to be the bow and or silver arrows.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this room cannot be the push block, even if you wanted to. There's a clock. Normally a good thing, but in this case, no, it's not.
That's right, because if you hit a clock in a Wallmaster room and you haven't cleared all the Wallmasters, you're out of luck. You have to leave the room and re-enter it if you want to complete the room. And if you're in a shutter door room, you've locked yourself out and you have to up an A. Now, here's the item.
Item in 3.
Let's find out what we have here. We have got... Oh, baby!
The ladder has been found. That's a good find.
What a huge find there for Cantaloupe. And with 3 keys, I would imagine that he would make a play to go to the coast sometime soon. So what a great find there for Cantaloupe. And just like that, he may have the lead in this match, depending on what items we find here in level 8 on Sparkover's side. Yeah,
pretty much the entire dungeon, the entirety of all the dungeons is laid out for him.
Sparkover having a little trouble doing the block clip there. Gets it on that try and finds the wand.
That's another combat edge, but it doesn't help too much against Wizrobes.
No, not at all. They do not help against Wizrobes, and you can only damage Pole's Voices and Darknuts with the tip of that rod. If you try to do a long-distance attack with it, it won't work.
That is correct.
Cantaloupe got his second Triforce piece. That takes him up to 2 as he's got the ones out of 1. And 3, gonna check this pops up. Another level, and look at this. It's 9.
Level 9.
Well, that's a huge find there for Cantaloupe. So once he's got 5 Triforce pieces, he can make a play to go into level 9. So, yeah, I think the tides have turned right here. And if we don't find a key item here in level 8, I got to believe that Cantaloupe's in the lead.
Yes, and something we haven't mentioned yet about the wand is that even though it can't hit anything long range, even if it's short range attack, it still does white sword damage. And some players are good enough that they'll be able to stack the white sword and the candle, or the wand on top of each other, and essentially do double damage.
Yeah, and you're going to see that commonly against Patra. However, with the book, it makes doing that trick that you just mentioned there much more difficult. And looks like Cantaloupe is going to make a play for that any key, as Sparkover is going to go ahead and pick up the Triforce in 8. Will she go back into 8, or is she going to take a risk here?
I mean, one item left behind. I would go for it.
And she is going to go for it indeed.
And Sparkover is making the same play. I almost called her by her opponent's name.
Right, Cantaloupe looks like he's going to be heading back to level 5. Now that he's got the ladder equipped, he's going to be much more prepared to tackle this dungeon. So we'll see what happens here, and maybe he'll find something worth his while. And with the any key, those being key blocked is a thing of the past. There's the heart container for Cantaloupe. There's the second item for Sparkover, red candle. Oh, well, another good secondary weapon to have, especially early on, but yeah, that's probably not the item that Sparkover wanted to find, so both runners have 2 Triforces, but yeah, in my opinion, Cantaloupe's got the lead.
Yeah, I would say that Cantaloupe has the lead as well, but I don't want to use the word lead. I would say more so an advantage. It's not a lead until we actually have go mode.
Oh, absolutely, indeed. That's why I said just a little bit of a lead. He doesn't have a big lead at this point because, again, neither of our runners have found the important items that you need to defeat Ganon. But what, in my opinion, gives Cantaloupe the lead is that ladder. For all we know, Wolflink, nice clipping there to get through that. And he did it the long way. He did a double ladder clip to cross that T-room. Nicely done by Cantaloupe. But Sparkover here finds level 2.
Level 2 is an important dungeon because the item can just be laying on the ground. You can just walk over and pick it up. Of course, this also is a detriment sometimes because if you finish all the enemies, it might just spawn right on top of you and you don't know if you picked it up.
Yeah, exactly. So we have, again, it is a floor item. Yeah, you never know if you picked it up. That's how we get the term Y-Force whenever you get a Y-Force dropped upon you when you didn't want to pick it up. So see what we find here in level 2 here. Cantaloupe looking for the item. Wow, we've seen more Wizrobes than... I don't know, then you could shake a stick at for all we know. Holy smokes. And Cantaloupe is able to find the bomb hole here in level 5. And now that ladder block is a thing of the past because Cantaloupe has that ladder. He's got that any key. And he's finding more keys that he definitely doesn't need.
And thankfully, down the old man.
Yep, good measure there for Cantaloupe. So swag points for him. There's a 2-headed Gleeok that Cantaloupe wants no part of at the moment. Ooh. This potentially could be our item.
Hey, Moldorm.
Remember, level... Yep, easy Moldorm there with the white sword. Is this our item, or is this the transport staircase? It's the transport.
It's the transport.
So,
I wouldn't be a kick if that transport was actually someplace where Cantaloupe can go.
Is this a troll staircase? Do we have a troll transport? We do!
Wow.
Wow. Thanks a lot, game. Yep, so Cantaloupe, the next staircase he finds will be the item for him.
Yeah. I can't...
Oh, well, folks. The bow has been found on Sparkover's side. That was a Y bow. We couldn't even see it, but Sparkover found the bow in level 2 as the ground item.
Very nice find, actually, so... I say that somewhat evens out the playing field a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Finding that boat is huge, but again, it's a fairly easily accessible spot. The level 2 is near vanilla start, so Cantaloupe, I would imagine, will find that level 2 eventually. And there's a bomb upgrade for 103 rupees. Cantaloupe is going to purchase it, and it's the vanilla amount. So just about a standard bomb upgrade, but it is a 3 rupee markup, but could be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse. For some reason, whenever I just watch one of these races, it seems to be par for the course that it's you get what you pay for. And here's our item, and it's arrow blocked.
If you don't know how to do a block clip, it is bow and arrow block, but we have found our item, and it is the raft.
Raft in 5. That's not really that helpful.
No, the only level we haven't found yet is level 4, so unless level 4 is raft block, and level 4 has the silver arrows, chances are that raft is probably not required. But of course, you're not going to leave the raft behind because you just never know. I mean, Cantaloupe, for all he knows, he may need that raft. As Sparkover gets her Triforce out of level 2, that is her 3rd piece. So she's got the lead in the Tringle department, but Cantaloupe is in hot pursuit of the Triforce in 5. He's down to his last heart, needs to be careful here in this dark room. Now he's down to his last half a heart as Sparkover finds a Take Any Cave and goes ahead and picks up the heart container. 2 Wizrobes left to go for Cantaloupe. Can he tackle them? Down to 1. Got him.
Gets it. And yeah, we're only missing 5. No, 4. No, 5. I'm miscounting here.
Yeah,
so we're only missing the vanilla heart, the coast heart container. We're missing both boomerangs. We're missing the book, and we're missing the silver arrows.
That is correct. Those are your 5 items right there. So Cantaloupe's still looking for the Triforce in level 5, has not found the compass yet. Sparkover finds the letter. She's going to go ahead and pick it up by showing the letter to the potion shop merchant. She can buy some potions, and this is a poverty seed, so hopefully for these runners' sakes, well, in Sparkover's case, because again, Cantaloupe is not an advocator in the potion, hopefully for Sparkover, we got some good potion prices for her.
Yeah, and is that the only shop that we've seen with arrows in it? Or have we seen one more?
I think there have been more arrow shops than that, so I'm trying to think what the rare shop could be. It's not the bomb shop, it's not the blue ring shop, and it could be the candle shop that's the rare shop.
Well, that stinks, but at least we found a free candle, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point, and of course Sparkover has the red candle. Now, when she has the red candle, she can fire that red candle as many times on the screen as she wants. Only 2 can be on the screen, but she can use it unlimited times. With the blue candle, you can only use it once per screen, as Cantaloupe's got on his indicator.
And we're going to see a dive into level 6. This is new information for us.
Yeah, we see a couple of the players take this is one of the mugger rooms here, so Cantaloupe is going to fork over one of his heart containers. Interesting move there, considering that he had a maximum of 12 bombs. I mean, you can't fault him. He wants more resources, but I'm still a little bit surprised he would spend a heart container. But knowing Cantaloupe, his combat's pretty darn good. He wants no part of that transport.
Yeah, transport staircase down to 6. That means the other staircase we find will have the other end, and that stair, and we have more bunnies.
Yep, more Pole's voices for Cantaloupe to deal with here in the moat room as Sparkover is checking Death Mountain right now. Now, she is going to find level 3, and she's going to get her ladder, so this race is probably going to even up again. This is a pretty close race between our 2 runners at this point. Again, Sparkover does have the bow out of level 2. Cantaloupe does not have the bow or the silver arrows, but potentially we could see some silver arrows here in 6. Sparkover going to pick up another heart container, so she's up to 8 hearts.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Cantaloupe.
Yep, found the other end of that transport staircase. So now the next staircase that Cantaloupe finds will indeed be his item out of level 6.
And, well, what item are we going to be finding here? What item do you hope that Cantaloupe finds?
Personally, I'd like to see the silver arrows. That would really tighten things up. That both of our runners have one element of the weapons that they need to kill Ganon, and then these runners could potentially have a decision to make when they reach 5 Triforces if they don't stumble upon the levels they need to be at, because both of these runners right now are 2 Triforce pieces away from being eligible to go into level 9. Speaking of which, Sparkover just found it.
Really, I'd say the advantage in Sparkover's end because, well, there are hints in level 9, but we need to find that book, so before they're helpful, never mind.
Correct. The book, yeah, I was going to say, level 9 means nothing to Sparkover or Cantaloupe for that matter until we find that book. But he has found the Triforce. That is number 4 for Cantaloupe, as Sparkover has now entered level 3. Let's see if Cantaloupe decides to take... He is going to take a chance.
I mean, I wouldn't leave it behind.
Well, he's explored a fair portion, about a third of level 6. So, yeah, he's going to give it a shot here.
Yeah, we haven't seen that many... What enemies have we not seen that much? I guess Dark Nuts are kind of the low end.
We have not seen many Dark Nuts. You're right about that. We've seen a few, but we've not seen that many. No, you're right about that one.
Yeah, I think Dark Nuts will be a 9. I don't think Wizrobes are, because we already have, what, 3?
Boy, those blue Wizrobes took Sparkover's health like it was nothing. She started that room with full health, and those blue Wizrobes sapped her in seconds.
And Cantaloupe passing by the compass does not need it, thankfully.
Wow, I mean, that is just brutal. What a brutal room that is. I mean, how Cantaloupe was able to get that with even less health than Sparkover is just a testament to his combat.
Yeah, there was no way to get down here without the ladder, so this might be an item block ladder, or ladder block item in 6.
I'm going to tell you right now, if it's a silver arrow, Sparkover's in trouble because she has to get through that level 3 to get the ladder.
No, it's not.
Ooh, so maybe a little bit of a break there for Sparkover. Again, still several items that we have not found yet. The 2 boomerangs, the silver arrows, and that heart container, and that book. So there's only 2 items that could really, really help Cantaloupe, and that's either the book or the silver arrows.
Yeah. If it's book, I'd argue just go into Triforce and Go mode for sure a little bit.
He wouldn't be in Triforce and Go mode. He still needs both of the items. You got to keep that in mind. He has to know where the items are before he can be in Go mode.
That is true, but I'm saying ignore the silver arrows and try to find the bow.
I get what you mean by that, because if he gets the bow, he can find out where the silver arrows are by going to 9. I get what you're saying there.
Yeah.
That's a nice trick that Sparkover just pulled there by going to a fairy fountain and then up and A-ing immediately. She's going to get her health back as it refills.
Okay, yeah. This item was definitely a ladder block here in 6. There's no way. Wow.
Wow.
And Zelda's room in level 6, too. That's an interesting...
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. We find both Ganon and Zelda's room in the same dungeon, but it's not level 9. It's here in 6. Amazing.
Yeah, that never happens.
Yeah, that was a good trick that Sparkover pulled, the fairy save and quit there. So if she were to retry, for instance, like say things weren't going well or she was finding a lot of door penalties, if she were to retry, that's a key clock there so he doesn't have to deal with those Pulls voices. She can get her health back. Well, that's it. What do we have here for Cantaloupe? It is the book.
The book has been found in level 6.
That's an edge up on Cantaloupe because he has 4 Triforce pieces. He's got the book, so if he finds level 2, before any other level, now Cantaloupe's going back. Well, he accidentally went back into level 6, so he's done with that. He's got 4 Triforce pieces. If the next level Cantaloupe finds is level 2,
Cantaloupe
he's going to be in really good shape.
Cantaloupe could also alternatively just buy hints.
Correct. If he saves, well, he found level 2.
Yep, there's level 2, so now we're gonna run into that bow. So, here... Sorry, go ahead.
He's in the driver's seat right now, Wolflink, because if the silver arrows are in level 9, this race is all but over.
Now, yes, and to that end, do you bother buying hints at this point?
Probably not.
In the off chance that... Well, right now you don't know the bow's in here, but in the off chance that you want to make sure that you know where the silver arrows are, would you go by hints?
If they're on the way to level 9, I would. And if I had the money. If they're way out of the way and I can't get there by any means, and remember, Cantaloupe does not have the recorder. I'm telling you. He could, for all he knows, he could feel he's behind. We know he's in a pretty good spot. He did find the bow. That was, by the way, a floor drop, and you had to clear those orange Wizrobes.
Yeah. I'd probably go to 9 just to see if the hint if it lies elsewhere. And if it is lie elsewhere, I would then check the hint shops to see if one of the hints, by sheer luck, just straight up tells me which dungeon to dive.
Yeah, in that case, yeah, I would go purchase hints at that point. Yeah, that's a good strategy, but I would not purchase hints now. I would wait because he could find that hint saying that the silvers are elsewhere. Of course, he could find the silver arrows, right off the top. That ever happens, but you never know. So we'll see what kind of move that Cantaloupe makes after he's done with level 2.
And we see a
Sparkover.
Sparkover's diving 7.
Now, 32 rooms of pure madness, and, well, she was going to make a play, but it looks like she wants no more part of level 7. I mean, who can blame him? I mean, level 7 is the biggest dungeon apart from level 9, but we've seen a lot of races get decided by that level 7, so we'll see if it does come back into play for either one of our runners.
It looks like Sparkover might have been bow lock, or ladder block? I can't quite tell.
I don't know about the situation. Well, here's the hint shop, and this is one of the hint shops. Now, Cantaloupe could go to this hint shop because it's near 2 of the take-any's, so he could make this play before he goes into level 9. Again, it's relatively on the way to get there, so I could see him making this play.
And Cantaloupe's going to go about pretty wise decision because I think the Triforce is just a floor drop here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Cantaloupe just needs to find the room that's got the Oh boy! Hi, Patra. He's trying to get that heart container, and unfortunately, the Patra's saying, "Not in my house. You can't have my heart." Oh, ho, ho. And there's a large secret found by Sparkover that's going to put her all the way up to 202 rupees. That was a good Patra kill.
Is that a beefier Patra? That thing's like 6 hits.
That, if it was 6 hits, it probably is. Because isn't it, what is it, 11 hits or is it 10 hits normally with the wood?
It felt like it at the very least.
Alright, so Cantaloupe, now he finds the compass, and he's just a couple of rooms away from picking up the Triforce, and he'll be eligible to go into level 9, and it will be decision time for Cantaloupe. Right now, we are staring at 4 possibilities left, because we've got level 4, we've got level 7, we've got level 9. As Cantaloupe does have his 5th Triforce piece, he'll be going into level 9 potentially, and right now, at the moment, Wolflink, we have a 50-50 chance that the Silver Arrows are 9th.
That's right, and I shall go ahead and go over your level 9 a little bit in advance here, if that's alright by you cards.
Yeah, you could talk about it.
So, level 9 here we are looking for a few things. First and foremost, we're looking for or the 3 hints, one of which that will tell us where the Silver Arrows might be. But they can also give us the hints to what Quadrant Ganon is, which Quadrant Zelda's in, or which enemy drops the compass. And we have only seen 1 mugger, so they can be eaten up by them, and you still need the book to read them.
And I believe
Sorry.
I was going to say, and I believe we still have not found the bait block in this seed, so that also potentially could get rid of one of our hints.
That is correct. And the other 2 things to keep an eye out for, we're looking for a single shutter door in level 9 that does not open when we open up all the doors. Or when we kill the enemies, rather. That will be Zelda's room, and conversely, if we had defeated Ganon, that door will open automatically.
Correct. Now, Cantaloupe stumbled upon level 8 on his way back to level 9, so he's taking a peek here, and he just found the red candle, which he's noping out of, but he's really taking some time to think about what his next move is going to be. Now, he's not going to pick it up. No, it's too late to pick up a red candle 47 minutes in, but this could be the opening that Sparkover needs to get back into this race.
That's right, and of course, the last thing here about level 9 is, of course, the roar of Ganon. If we hear it, he is 1 room adjacent to us. Not necessarily be connected with not necessarily a doorway leading to him, but he's at least 1 room adjacent to us.
Correct, north, south, east, or west of where they currently are. Now, whether you can get there by normal means, that's another story, because you can bomb your way there. It could just be a normal doorway, or it might be one of those good old magical staircase situations.
And it might even be masked by the Patra's roar. There is a very subtle audio tell to let you know when the 2 sound bites are overlapping. But to the untrained ear, which I honestly do have, I don't have that trained ear, it's hard enough to tell as is, so you might as well just, you might not hear it at all.
Other item in level 8, Antlers want to know, it was the wand. Yep, Jay Cobra just put that in chat. Yeah, with the 4 items that we are still looking for are the 2 boomerangs. We are still looking for a heart container, but most importantly, we're still looking for those silver arrows. And
in case anyone's wondering where everything else is, let me go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown here as we are about 50 minutes in.
Go for it.
Level 1 had our basic combat package here, the red ring and the white sword. Level 2 had our bow, relatively early on, I might add. Level 3 had our ladder, or Sparker was yet to find it. Level 5 had our wrap, and that was arrow blocked. And as you can see there, level 8 had our wand and red candle. Level 6 has our book, and our coast item is the Any Key. The white sword item is the recorder found at Candle Alley, and our armless item was 1 screen south of our starting screen today, and it was the power bracelet.
Now, Cantaloupe did find the wand. He decided to pick it up, so now he is going to be facing that wand deficit there, that the hindrance there, but he's probably not going to use the wand too many times. What he is about to find here on Candle Row is that recorder that he's going to be picking up right now. But Sparkover just found the Triforce in level 6, so she's now got 4 Triforce pieces. Let's see if she decides to go back into 6 to try for the item. She does. Certainly can't blame her at this point. Still looking for the silver arrows. She is going to get the book. We'll see what she decides to do with it after she finds it.
I don't think she can get the book. I think this item was ladder blocked.
I think you're right about that. Yes, I forgot about that. She never got the ladder out of 3 because she got destroyed by those Wizrobes. Yikes. Have you tried the CDI games, Wolflink?
I am not touching those things, even if my life depended on it.
Great! I can't wait to bomb some Dodongos.
I've at least seen the footage of the games. That's are
enough. Okay.
Yeah.
And Cantaloupe is not going to level 9, but he is going to purchase some wooden arrows, which is solid because they're going to be very helpful against Pool's voices and those Gomas as well, so you just never know. So he's got a little bit more of a leg up, but I'm kind of surprised he's not making the play to level 9, but he might have some kind of system that he's working on. Now he's making a play for level 9.
Yeah, you know when the games are bad, when Nintendo revokes their official status.
Here we go, 50-36 in, and here's the potion prices. It's a Pepsi day here. Both of them, are, by the way, are below the vanilla price, but it's 26 for the Pepsi, 64 for the Coke. So Cantaloupe is going to hope that he either finds the hint or the staircase that's going to leave him the silver arrows, and already he's greeted by the monster who's going to guide us through the next 30 minutes of level 9, Petra Wayne!
And finds the staircase right to begin with.
All right. I finally managed to sneak that tic-tac-toe reference into some kind of race there as Cantaloupe, and we've got some Gibdos here, so good opportunities for bombs. But one thing you should know is that, believe it or not, Gibdos are a low-dropping group. Their drop rate is on the very low side, so you don't see many drops out of those Gibdos.
That's an enemy I haven't seen at all.
What's that?
We haven't seen ropes in any of the dungeons. Well, we saw them in at least one, I think.
Yeah, that we hadn't seen many of the ropes. You're absolutely right about that. Sparkover, we're going to take the Take-Any's.
I think this is our, like, 4th or 5th Gibdo dungeon, though.
They might be the common enemy, because there is an enemy that is, like, considered the common enemy, you know, like Keese and Zoles. That can be shuffled, because sometimes it's Gibdos, sometimes it's likes, sometimes it's Pole's voices.
I believe I was on the mic for one, which the common enemy was Wizrobes.
Yep. Right now, Sparkover has 4 Triforce pieces to Cantaloupe's 5, so Sparkover has to find a 5th Triforce somewhere to get back into this race. Now, and Cantaloupe is in 9. Now, there's a dark room. Is this where? No. Now, remember, because we're not dealing with shapes, if we find dark rooms like this, you can't assume that it's going to be Ganon like you can if we were playing with shapes. So, there's a lot of dark rooms in 9.
Oh, yeah. And there's a Ruby boss guarding a key, now that we need it.
Now, neither of these runners need keys at this point, and Sparkover's going to give level 3 another shot here, and she's at full health. Well, there's our bait block, and that is bad news for Cantaloupe. That is one of the 3 hints gone.
And that's going to be really bad here if we don't find a hint for the silvers.
That means he's going to have to dig through level 9 in order to try to find that item. This is why we like to call level 9 the great equalizer, because you just never know what's going to happen in here. You can come into level 9 with a big lead, and then all of a sudden it just vanishes because it's just that kind of level 9, where you have no hints to help you out, tough enemy sets, and, you know, the silver arrows are like very deep, triple magical staircase required. You just never know. And resource management, in Cantaloupe's case, is not going to be a big deal. He's got the any key, and he's been good on bombs practically the entire time. Sparkover's situation has been the bombs. She has had no bombs.
Yeah, look at this, though. We might have that staircase here, and that could be our... Yeah, it's our staircase, and this could be our item here.
Well,
there's still 2 hints.
Oh, it is! And it's Lord Banana, and Cantaloupe wants no part of it. Is he going to burn it? I'm going to be curious to see if he does anything with it. Well, he's making some notations, and now he's trying to decide what his next play is going to be. Oh, my God, he's going for the memes, folks. Is he going to burn it or bomb it? Bomb it! Oh! We've got roasted plantains, ladies and gentlemen, so No wooden boomerang pickup, so bet TGE gets a kick out of that.
And noping out.
He must be playing the odds. So knowing that one of the items is in level 9, yeah, that does decrease the odds of the silver arrows being a 9. He's taking a gamble here, folks. So it's a 1 in 3 chance now that the silver arrows are 9. Otherwise, it's in 7 or 4, which we haven't even discovered level 4 yet. For all we know, it could be blocked by some means.
I think hints are on Cantaloupe's mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to buy some hints here. Now, Sparkover is going to find her ladder right here. And she's going to get caught up. Because that Triforce, once she picks it up, she'll be eligible to go into level 9. And if the silvers happen to be in 9...
Wait.
Not going to buy hints.
Then where is Cantaloupe going?
Level 4 was by a lake. It looks like it could be raft required, and we never checked. Yes, folks, we never checked the East Coast raft spot. In fact, I don't think we checked any of the raft spots. And remember, Sparkover never found the raft. If level 4 is there, and I speculated this earlier, if level 4 is there, and the silver arrows are there, Sparkover's in big trouble. If she finds the Triforce out of level 3, she's got the 5 Triforces now.
Wait, was it Gleeok lurks or Gleeok returns by the lakes? That's a big distinction.
Yeah, if it's Gleeok lurks, that's level 4, but if it's Gleeok returns, yes, that's level 8. So
I've only seen Gleeok return, so that was 8.
All right, well, Cantaloupe's going to check the Recorder Lake here, and that is not a level. Instead, it is another wooden arrow shop, and Sparkover is now into level 9. So if the silver arrows are in level 9, Sparkover could steal this race away from Cantaloupe, and noping out of level 9 could be his undoing.
Well, we'll see if that was the right call.
Indeed, because again, Sparkover doesn't know it, but one of the items is Lord Banana, as Cantaloupe gets a heart container out of the take any, so both of our runners are sitting on 8 hearts. Right now, folks, this is anybody's game at this point. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, this is going to be coming down the wire here. It's going to be whoever finds those silver arrows first.
No question about it. And Cantaloupe finds a teeny tiny 2 rupee secret. And he's going to find that Take Any Road here at the very southwestern region of Hyrule. Sparkover, again, looking for Ganon, looking for Zelda, or in her case, she's looking for Link since she's playing as the Zelda sprite. So the kidnapped, in her case, is Link today.
Yes, and kind of an interesting little tidbit here. If any one of our runners was playing as an enemy sprite, it'd actually be a little bit of a role reversal. You'd be fighting Zelda and saving Ganon to restore chaos to Hyrule.
That is correct, and the race that I called last night, we had just that situation where Zarnex42 was playing as a Guerrilla, so we got to see Zelda be the enemy, and we're about to check this raft spot here and see if level 4 is indeed here for Cantaloupe, or it is level 4! Oh boy, so level 4 is raft blocked, which Sparkover does not have out of level 5. If the silver arrows are here, this race is going to be all but over.
Y-Force.
Oh, so that's the 6th Triforce piece for Cantaloupe, and there was no avoiding that. That Triforce was just in a nasty spot in that maze block room, so give another Triforce piece to Cantaloupe, but he's going to go back in.
It wasn't even... No, it wasn't even in the nasty spot. It was hand-delivered to him by the Gipto.
Oh, it was in its body.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that. I thought he had full cleared that room, so... Give another Triforce piece to Cantaloupe. He's up to 6 Triforce pieces now, and he's going to look for that end. We may have it here. If this is a push block room where this Aquamentus is, this is it. Nope. But it is not a push block. Too bad.
Yeah. So Cantaloupe now has the Triforce at 4. I'm sorry, that was just too funny that to get those. Hey, you want this here?
I don't want this here. You could have it. Well, he doesn't want it, but he is going to find the item right here.
There's the item.
If this is the silver arrows, he's about to win this race. This is crucial here. If it's silvers, this is it. What do we have in 4? It's the magical boomerang. Sparkover's still alive.
Which means It's 7 or 9. It's a 50-50 gamble, and Sparkover is already making more progress.
And I'm going to tell you something. Wolflink, it's time to play Sabermetrics. What would you do? Would you go back into level 9, or do you go through 33 rooms of pure chaos? But here's Ganon on Sparkover's side. Nothing she can do. Luckily, she can bomb her way out of there, so she doesn't have to face the pig at this moment. Without the silver arrows, she can't do a thing.
As far as my play would be concerned, I would stick to 9, actually. You've already know what one item is. And even though one of the hints was eaten, you still have one more hint available. You still have 2 hints available, one of which could be the silver arrow hint. And
now, you got to remember, though, Sparkover, I don't believe, has the book out of level 6, because when she was in 6, she didn't have the ladder at the time, so she's not going to get that information.
That is true.
We are down to 2 items. One of them is the heart container, the other is the silver arrows, and the only 2... And look at this. This is where the race is decided, right here. Cantaloupe making the play to 7, Sparkover's here in 9. Wherever the silver arrows are, that person's going to have the advantage.
And a good clock find here.
Yeah, that's a huge clock find here for Cantaloupe. He doesn't have to worry about taking the 1 heart damage from those Wizrobe beams. Unfortunately, no extra drop. Did get a set of bombs from the orange Wizrobe. So right now, it's a chase for the silvers. It's on.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this looks like a very annoying 7. It was bomb blocked to begin with, and there's staircase right off the 8. If this is our item, that's going to be a fast 7.
And you normally don't see fast 7s. They do happen, though, Wolflink, but you very rarely see fast 7s. Again, Cantaloupe doesn't even need the Triforce. He just needs the item out of 7. Is it the item? No.
No. It is the one transport staircase. Let's go throw him to the other side of the dungeon.
So the next staircase he finds is going to be the item. And if it's the silver arrows, he's in go mode, and he'll be able to defeat Ganon and rescue Princess Zelda if he can find both of those pieces of the puzzle. Sparkover back here in 9 and has to deal with blue Darknuts and orange Darknuts. So, tough enemy set here. Aquamentus awaits with the red ring. Well, that's old news. And it's going to stab the old man again. I don't blame him.
Yeah. And I also want to point out, the map was in the eye of this Lizzafo's head.
And more old news and another stab to the old man. Manhandler threatens with the ladder. More old news, game. Is he going to give him another stab? Let's see if he does on the way back. Nope. Spared him that time. Oh, but Sparkover takes a death in level 9, so she'll have to go back to the start and try it again.
That has to hurt.
And looks like she's leaving level 9. Yes. Looks like she may not think that the silver arrows are in level 9 either. And if she's wrong about that, she may have just given the race to Cantaloupe. Now she's going back to 3. Interesting.
She already has the item in 3.
Oh, the bomb upgrade. Ah! That's the reason. She had enough extra rupees. It made perfect sense.
Yeah. Perfect sense.
And another stab to the old man from Cantaloupe, and that's at least 4 times in this race alone. That was a great play there by Sparkover. I didn't realize that she had enough money at the time, and she knew where that bomb upgrade was, so she got an extra 4 bombs out of it. So she's up to 11. Now she's going to go back to 9 with the full complement of bombs.
Yeah, that is a very smart play, I would say.
Where's
and there's a Chevy room here. Oh boy, if this is where... This leads directly to the item room, which it doesn't. It leads to a locked room with that 3-headed Gleeok.
And he's going to go ahead and take care of it, but he's got to be careful. Every time he gets hit, it's going to cost him a quarter of a heart. But that was a very flawless Gleeok fight there for Cantaloupe. Not going to bomb there. He might have checked that room already. So Sparkover's still in pursuit of the silver arrows and has cleared a decent portion of 9, but still... hasn't really checked too many staircases, as that's another transport staircase, and there's a Goma staring right in Cantaloupe's face. Nothing doing with that room. Back to that Manhandler threatening on Death Mountain, so nothing doing there for Cantaloupe.
All 3 hints.
Yep, and they're 3 hints that don't tell Cantaloupe a thing.
Can at least proceed downward, so maybe the item is down here.
Ooh, Sparkover getting low on keys now. She's going to have to start really conserving her keys here. She's going to spend a key here. And look at this, another locked door to the south.
This is the item.
Well, this is going to determine if this is silver arrows. He's locked and loaded. He's in gold mode. If not, Sparkover still has a chance. It's the silvers! Sabermetrics coming through for Cantaloupe. He instantaneously takes the lead in this match, and this could be curtains, unfortunately, for Sparkover.
Yes, and unfortunately that means the final item in level 9 is the heart container. We now know where everything is in this seed.
Well, it's the second race in a row where level 7 ended up being the play because we had the bow in that Zarnex Tetra Lee match, and this time the Silver Arrows find its home into 7. It is looking pretty good for the former #2 Zelda runner in the world right here.
Yep, and going in the 9 with those silvers in hand, needs to find Ganon, which we know is somewhere. I didn't exactly see which room it was from Sparkover's screen.
Yeah, I should probably do a better job of mapping my level 9s, because when I do my fun randomizer runs, I just go into level 9 and wing it. I never track my level 9, so I would be lost in these tournaments. So I'm just stuck in the commentary booth, and another death, unfortunately, on Sparkover's side. So I don't know if Cantaloupe has heard the pig yet. I don't know if he has found the way to Zelda's room, but right now, Cantaloupe in the catbird seat. He is looking poised to be 2-2 in this tournament.
Yes, and let me go ahead, guys, and get L's into the chat and give you a full item rundown here now that we know where everything is. Level 1 had the white sword and the red ring. Combat starter kit right there. Level 2 had our bow. Level 3 had our ladder. Level 4 had our magical boomerang. Level 5, our raft. Level 6, our book. Level 7, our silver arrows. Level 8 had our wanted red candle, which put level 9 having our boomerang and the heart container, with the coast item being our any key, the white sword item being our recorder, and the armor item being our power bracelet.
You know what? I think Cantaloupe just found Zelda. That's a shutter door room that did not open, and unless there were wall masters that Cantaloupe didn't coax out of there, yeah, I think that's Zelda's room. Cantaloupe knows where Zelda is. He just has to find the pig.
Alright, so we'll be listening for the roar of Ganon.
And there's that bait block that we saw on Cantaloupe's side earlier, which would take away from one of the hints for Sparkover. But again, she doesn't have the book out of 6. So right now, it's just find the pig at this point. And if Cantaloupe finds that pig, you could pretty much punch his ticket into the finals. Unless, of course, it's yet again another Moat Room Ganon fight. Of course, he does have the red ring this time around.
Yeah, and also the ladder, which makes it so that you can't get the Triforce blocked off.
That's correct. And if you remember, there's actually a technique you can use with that ladder in the Moat Room. If you stand on the right... Oh, boy. Is this it? No. Not quite. So Cantaloupe is closing in on the beast, but he has not found him yet.
There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon! It's a river room, but not the Moat Room, so we're looking for 7 or 8 hits from the white sword. Hyrule Driver will cost him 1 heart. We've got 1 hit on the board. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a low HP Ganon. Down goes the pig. We've got Bacon and the Triforce of Power. So Cantaloupe is just a few rooms away from going 2-2 in the tournament, and he's going to keep his hopes alive from going into the bracket stages here. Holy smokes. What a fight.
Yes. And in case anyone's wondering what we mean by low HP Ganon, Ganon's HP is also affected by the enemy flag of plus or minus 2 HP. However, his HP of base of 15 is the maximum the game will allow. It cannot go higher, but it can go lower. And we found another one of our muggers in level 9.
Wow, so 2 of the 3 hints are gone here in level 9. That is just absolutely insane. Holy smokes. So that book practically did you a little good here in this particular level 9, because we had 2 of the rooms yoinked because of 1 mugger and 1 hungry dark nut.
Yeah. And it looks like Cantaloupe did not actually find Zelda, it looks like.
Oh, no, this is it. Yep, that's the shutter door that automatically opens in that spike trap room. That's going to do it. And Cantaloupe Me goes to 2-2 in the tournament. Get your GGs out for Cantaloupe. He played tremendously tonight.
Yes, and let me go ahead and tell you that Cantaloupe has finished in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Yep, he made the play for level 7, and once again, folks, level 7 ended up being the winning move, and Cantaloupe's hopes of making it to the bracket stages of this Zelda 1 randomizer tournament, they are still very much alive for the former number 2 Zelda runner in the world.
That's right, and we're going to have him in chat inside in our commentary booth shortly for an interview. What a race.
Oh,
what
absolutely.
a good race.
You better believe it. Cantaloupe appeared to have the lead, for the most part, but then Sparkover caught up, and at that point, it was just a race to the silver arrows. And, you can't fault Sparkover for making the play of level 9. I mean, level 9 is the percentage good play at that point. We were at a 50-50 chance that the silver arrows were going to be there. It's just unfortunate that it didn't work out for Sparkover.
Yes. And I see Cantaloupe is ready to join us. Shall we put him in here?
And we do have Cantaloupe here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, congratulations. Your hopes are still alive on making it to the bracket stages, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but apparently it did.
Well, basically, it boiled down to this. It was a race to the silver arrows, and you made several plays. You didn't even go to level 9 at first before you went to level 8. You managed to stumble your way to level 8, and of course, the wand and the red candle were the 2 items there. And then you start going to level 9. And when you found that banana, by the way, good job on doing the bomb strats on Lord Banana himself. I'm sure TG will get a kick out of that. Then you decided to get out of level 9, and you checked the raft spot, and it happened to have level 4. And at that point, Sparkover did not have the raft. And if those silver arrows were there, you were set. They weren't there, though.
Well, I was doing the Monty Hall problem here, where I had basically three chances for it, and every time I eliminated one, I was like, okay, now I got 50-50 shot instead of a 25% shot, and just excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold, but I apologize for that.
It's all right. Well, I will at least tell you this much: leaving 9 to check instead of diving in for the item was the right play, because one, it was obviously the last item we found, the heart container, but more importantly, you found the bait item block eating up whatever hits. We also just found a mugger eating up a second hit in level 9 on Sparkover's end.
Yeah, I found that one too, but no, it was just, like I said, just process of elimination. And at first I was going to go ahead and dig 9 for the silvers. I was like, wait a minute, I'm always wrong when I guess stuff, so I went with the exact opposite of what I was thinking.
And instead of picking the Zonk Cantaloupe, you ended up finding the car.
Yes, I did. So I just dug 7, and I was like, 7's not that bad. I got the red ring, and I'll tell you what, level 3, my goodness, that Wizrobe room.
Oh my goodness, yes. Sparkover, she had the red ring, and she was sitting on Beam Sword and 8 hearts, and those blue Wizrobes zapped away her health in like 10 seconds. It was nuts. I mean, you would think in a room like that, you have a pretty good chance of coming out of there alive, and it didn't happen for her.
No, I was worried I wasn't going to get out alive, but thankfully I found a square they weren't going into that often, so I just sort of hanged out there and killed a few of them as I could, and with the white sword, they take a bunch of hits.
Yeah. And there is the third hint that we don't know about, because again, she does not have the book out of level 6. When she went to level 6, the item was ladder blocked, so you were able to get the book. Sparkover unfortunately wasn't able to. So we do have one hint. Would have been funny if all 3 of the rooms would have been a combination of mugger and bait blocks. That would have been sick.
No. You want to know what would have been annoying? If that specific room said Dark Nuts hold the compass, because you had to fight Dark Nuts and get the compass in the room before.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sick. I'll give you that one there, Wolflink. But I don't know. Did you see the race last night, by the way, Cantaloupe?
No, I was working.
The hint for one of the hints in level 9 was, and it made both Adirondack, Rick, and I laugh, was nothing guard the compass.
Really? It was just an empty room?
It was in a room. It was in a staircase room that had no enemies, and the staircase actually had one of the prizes, which I believe was the silver arrows. The silver arrows was in the same room that had a compass, and the compass was why it triggered the hint. Nothing guard the compass. No enemies.
I'm gonna have to watch that one.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. It's been clipped somewhere, so Cantaloupe, congratulations. A very well-fought race for you tonight. 2-2 now in the tournament, so you win next week, you're into the bracket stages, my friend.
Well, it's a win, and, you know, I always hate playing one of my friends, you know, I know Sparkover and stuff, and, in fact, we share a common name, but, you know, it's, you know, we're, like I said, we're good friends and everything, and I hate knocking good friends mathematically out of stuff, but, you know, it's a race, and Random Effect felt no sorry when he took me out of the Zelda 1 earlier in the year, so I just gotta take a win, and hopefully next week is kind.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
Also, I want to bring something back here. You did find 4 before you found the silver arrows, and that gift, though, was so kind of you to just give you the Triforce.
Oh, I know. I was sitting there trying to avoid it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to end up getting knocked in this daggone thing anyway, so let's just get it out of the way, and I just went ahead and grabbed it, and I was like, now we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Because my co-commentator thought it was just a Y-Force, but no, it was just, hey, it was just in the gift, though. It was just there. And there's Sparkover finding the other item in 9. Yep, and it is the heart container.
And now she's just realized that she made the incorrect gamble. You know, you can't fault Sparkover for making the level 9 play. I think a lot of runners would have made that play. Runners genuinely don't like to go into level 7, but again, it just happened to be the play this time.
Yeah, like I said, I just went for the opposite of what I was thinking and just got extremely lucky. If it wasn't there, it was a 9, and I should have. You know, it's just one of those things. You take a lucky guess, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. I've been wrong more than right, but I'll take this one.
Well, it's the guess that has kept you alive in this tournament, but I just want to go over right now. There's a lot of runners who potentially could be 2-2 that you could be facing next week. There's a lot of runners who are 2 wins right now that could be 2-2. There's a lot of runners who are 1-2 right now that could be 2-2 at the end of this week. There's a lot of names. You got Fred, Chester, Jam Evler, Drone, and Saber. Those are guys that potentially could be 2-2.
Oh, yes, and, you know, anybody can win at any time in a randomizer race. Skill helps, but, you know, if you can route good, you can beat the top skilled runners.
That's correct, absolutely, and all it takes is one good route or one bad route, and that's going to flip races upside down, and, again, you pretty much held the lead for most of the race. Sparkover, again, managed to tie it up. You were both at level 9 at one point, but it was the one play you made. You took the risk getting out of level 9, looking for the other levels, turned out to be the right move.
Yeah, I just 7. I knew where 7 was, and I'm like, okay, 4 will be quicker than 7. 4 can be in one of 3 places because I checked everywhere else, and of course, it was in the last place I looked.
Yep. And there was some speculation because somebody was mentioning in chat a hint regarding Gleeok is at the lake or something like that, but that was the wrong Gleeok. So that was the level 8 Gleeok. It's a Gleeok Returns. Yep, that's correct. So it turned out that the Gleeok was in that spot, but it was just a wild guess at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and level 8 I actually was going to figure to be in vanilla level 4 when it said that, but luckily, I was able to uncover it on my way going to Vanilla 4, just there southeast of 1.
Now, a question I want to ask you, Cantaloupe. You had a fair amount of rupees. Did you at any point consider purchasing hints, considering the decisions you had to make?
No, and I'll tell you why on the hint thing. You know, I watched a little bit of a race last night. I forgot who it was, but all 3 hints were like, out of the 6 hints, 5 of them didn't really help, and at the point after I found the book, you know, I was like, majority of the hints are probably going to tell me a banana's here, wand is here, you know. I'm thinking, what's the odds it's actually going to tell me where the silvers are? And I just didn't want to play the odds there, so I was like, by the time I sit around, do the save and quit stuff, I could be in the dungeon digging.
Yeah, they're poor odds for sure, so I certainly don't blame it. I think it's one of those plays you make, Cantaloupe, if you find the book early and you find the hinge shops early with a ton of cash on you. But when it's later, you have to start making decisions here. And for all you knew, you could have been trailing, so, I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I thought I was trailing, actually, going into 9. I was like, okay, it's an hour 8, and Sparkover knows the game. You know, she's really good at randomizer. I'm thinking, okay, where's the dot done? And then once I found the silver arrows, I was like, I think I may have an edge now.
And you definitely did. It was the one item, once again, that determined the fate of this race. It was who found the silver arrows first, and it happened to be you tonight, Cantaloupe. So again, congratulations on your victory.
Yes, congratulations indeed. Any final thoughts on this seed, really?
It was probably one of the seeds to work in my favor the best I've ever played, to be honest. It worked to every one of my strengths, and the routing was very minimal. Levels were clunked together a bit. The start screen was, in a decent place to get levels, and that's another thing I want to comment on real quick. And before the race started, I accidentally did hit the start button and did see the start screen. I did check with Spark, and she said it's no big deal because I'm going to see the start screen here in a second anyway. It's really no advantage. But that was one thing I did by accident when we were setting up.
Yeah, that's typically not a big deal. If your runner agrees that it's not something that's going to give you a blatant advantage, then yeah, that's something that a runner would probably let go. Obviously, it depends on which runners you deal with. I mean, in that case, obviously, if it wouldn't have been okay with the runner, I'm sure you guys would have dealt another seed.
Oh yeah, and if anybody would have done that against me, I'd been like, yeah, it's cool. It's just a start screen. You might know where you're at, but it still don't help nothing.
Right, absolutely. So Sparkover's now here in level 6, and boy, oh boy, she's running out of levels here, and she is going to find the book, which could complicate her situation. Now, she only has 68 rupees to her name, and those hints weren't exactly the cheapest. Of course, this ended up being a poverty seed while I was on the call, so go figure, the game knows.
Oh, always while you're calling a race, it becomes a poverty seed.
Well, not necessarily. I had kind of lauded the fact that the last couple of races I called were big money seeds, but yep, back to the way things were.
Yeah, and something I want to add about the buying the hints, though. Sparkover knows there's only one hint in 9 that could potentially tell her where the silver arrows are, so it might be worth her time to buy the hints just because she knows that it's just there's just a higher odds that she'll get information on the silver arrows.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. And again, she doesn't really have the money to be purchasing hints, and they're kind of out of the way. But we'll see what kind of play she does decide to make. Now she's just down to 1 level. That level is level... now she has not discovered level 4 yet at the raft spot. Her other choice, of course, is level 7.
Which we know is the right play, unfortunately for her.
Well, she's made all the wrong guesses here, but again, you really can't fault Sparkover for making these guesses. A lot of players would avoid level 7, but unfortunately, it happened to be the play to make tonight.
Yep, I avoided it too until level 9, and then it was like, okay, 50-50 chance. Take your gamble, and it's easier to dig 7 than 9.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is still 33 rooms, but it's only the one transport staircase. But I think a lot of it depends on what the enemy set is, and if you're ladder blocked, that's another factor too.
Yeah, the enemy set, there was quite a few Wizrobe dungeons, but level 9 was very mild. It was very friendly. I think 7 wasn't bad either.
Not at all. So Sparkover is now 1 room away. In fact, she's in the room right now, this diamond staircase room. She's going to find the blueberry banana, the scrap metal, the inferior metal, whatever you want to call it. And nope, she thought about it for just a split second, but like, nah, I don't want that piece of metal.
In the IRC, she's like types one of the longest LOLs I've ever seen.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a nasty screen to get out of because you've got moblins ganging up on the pier, and nope, she got through it that time.
She's going to 4 next, ain't she?
She already went to 4. She found the scrap metal and said no to it.
Oh, okay, that's right. So 7's her play.
Well, you would think so. She's already gotten the raft out of 5. She's already gotten the book out of 6. She's done with 1, 2. Yeah, she's got to know that they're in 7 unless she's made a mistake because she's heading towards 5.
5 was the raft.
She's already got the raft.
She may have mismarked something.
Oh, dear. No, she's taking the take any roads to get there. Got it.
Oh, yeah, it was 1K east of it.
So I'm kind of surprised she wouldn't use the whistle there, but I guess it's a moot point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't have the Triforce out of 7, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that does matter. You're right. It's easy to play this game vanilla. It's not so easy to play it on Randomizer. Yes, you actually have to have the Triforce out of level 7 to be able to transport to level 7. So yeah, that made sense.
Well, I can't think of anything more to ask you, Cantaloupe, so I feel it's best we're going to let you go. Chat, go ahead and get some GGs for him. He is the winner of this race once again.
Yep, thank you guys, and you all have a good night. Let's root Sparkover on. Let's get her home.
Yeah, you better believe it. Sparkover finds the transport staircase here in 7. She's going to take it, so now she knows that the next staircase she's going to find is going to have the all-important silver arrow. She already knows where Ganon is. She already knows where Link is, so it's just a matter of getting to those 2 pieces of the pie to finish off this race. And hi, Manhandler. Bye, Manhandler.
Yeah, that Manhandler is not required at any point.
Unfortunately, that wouldn't be the staircase because there was a shutter door to begin with, so she'll have to take a different path.
Whoa!
What happened?
Did you just see Sparkover have invincibility frames there?
Yes, I did.
I think she got grabbed by the Wallmaster and killed it at the same time.
I don't know if that's a thing. Cantaloupe would know, I'm sure, but... or people in the chat would know, but if that's the case, I've never seen that before. Because normally you get hit by a Wallmaster, you're grabbed, you go back to the start of a dungeon. Obviously, I don't know how the nitty-gritty physics work of Zelda in terms of Wallmasters, because I typically don't get grabbed. But then again, I don't do too many randomizers.
I didn't know. I just didn't know.
Wow.
So
amazing.
It was just...
Very interesting indeed. And that was a good combat for Cantaloupe. As you can see on his side, he only took 1 death the entire run. Of course, having the red ring helped, but even then, a lot of heavy combat, especially that level 3 Wizrobe room.
Yeah, it's just a matter for Sparkover to find the silvers in 7 here.
Now, I do want to point out some other races that are coming up here very shortly. In fact, we've got another race coming up right after this race here on Speed Gaming 3. We have the Dark Phase versus Bartman V1 matchup. Then afterwards at 9 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming, Antlers and Zeb Gedney, a battle of 3-0s. They are jockeying for position to try and get that high seed coming up into the bracket stages. They are both in. Then on Randomania at 10 p.m. Eastern, Ada Genos and Captain Green 7, another exciting 3-0 showdown. That is going to be a lot of fun. And then finally, we have Chrono JJ and Fred Coughlin. I believe that's a 2-1 showdown, or is that 3-0 as well? Well, that's 2-1. Yes, that is 2-1. That's going to be on Speed Gaming 5 at 10 p.m. Eastern. And we do have one more race, a late night race for those of you late owls here. We have the Baguette Special, or the Croissants, as you might want to call it, because it's Panolf versus Sis Crusher. That's going to be on Speed Gaming at 1 a.m. Eastern.
And speaking of Sis Crusher, quick shout out to him as our tracker for this race. Been working to keep all these items up to date for you here. We have not mentioned it at all in this 90 minutes we have been on the race for.
Not to mention that Sis Crusher also defeated Crystal Saver in his first race in the tournament. The two-time champion Crystal Saver, might add. So that is not an easy thing to do. So props to Sis Crusher for pulling off that victory earlier in the tournament. And Sparkover giving the old man the cantaloupe treatment, a couple of sword stabs here.
Yeah, now the question is which way to go. I think the item was in the southern half of the dungeon.
Yeah, you're right. Because I remember that Cantaloupe kind of made a few loop-de-loops on that old man room regarding the the ladder hint. So she's getting closer. Because I remember there was the hint about Aquamentus, or no, it was Manhandla threatens blah, blah, blah. Near that room was where the staircase was.
Yeah.
So once she finds those silver arrows, she'll be able to go back into level 9. She already knows where Ganon and Link are. It's just a matter of taking them all down. So I'd say within the next 10 minutes, Sparkover, we should see a dot done on her side.
That's right, and I am keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, she's getting really close now. There's that Manhandla threatening on the Death Mountain hint, so she's looking at her map, making sure that, you know, she's discovered what she needs to discover, and there is the room that she's able to bomb down to. And she's getting very close to where she needs to be. She just has to make a couple of more correct decisions on the game of find the bomb hole, which is everybody's. Yep.
Yeah, I think it's to the right, and then it's right here.
There it is. That spiral staircase. You are absolutely correct. So she's going to get her silver arrows at about the 90-minute mark here of this run, and you know that's a pretty solid time considering that this is a relatively trolly seed. I mean, the combat was heavy. Thankfully, you had the resources. She had a lot of problems with bombs, but you know she's going to turn in a very respectable time.
Yeah. And I'm going from the Link to the Past community where this is now we're getting around this time as the norm.
Yeah, because in Link to the Past, yeah, 90-minute for a randomizer run is a pretty fast time. And if you can get to the 80 minutes or better, then you're really doing some good things. You routed everything correctly. You found everything you needed, and the game just handed everything on a silver platter when you're turning in 80-minute times.
That's clever. Sparkover, instead of upping, is using the Triforce to get a full heal and leave the dungeon so that she's ready for 9.
Yeah, absolutely. That way she doesn't have to go to a fairy fountain or anything like that. She's already prepared to go into level 9, so that's a very solid move on her part to grab that Triforce. She was just one room away from it, so yeah, go ahead and pick it up, refill your health.
And something else to note is, oh, what was I going to say? I already forgot.
Well, something about potions, maybe? I don't know if she still has her potions or not, but I remember she had bought potions. She may have not touched a sip. I know in that Wizrobe room in level 3, she had the potion ready, but she got a fairy drop on that last blue Wizrobe, so she may have held back on her potions. I'm sure the chat will let us know about that scenario. And yeah, it is a Hexaforce special tonight. That is true, Amazing Toaster. Both of our runners tonight actually have 6 Triforce pieces. That's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, one was an accident. Well, sort of an accident. Didn't really do anything about it. The other one was deliberate.
Yeah, you bet. So Sparkover now just trying to remember the path here in this level 9, finding her way to the beast here. She'll need 7 hits to take him down. Yep, she just needs to go down a couple more rooms here, and she'll be taking on the pig one more time. So, yep, it's down this bomb hole here. So, one more time, ladies and no, not yet. A little premature there. It's this hole. It's this hole, I believe. All right.
Yes, it is.
One more
time. And it's time to fight the pig.
Ganon! And the Swag Silver Arrow as well. So 7 hits is what we need to take down the pig here. Hyrule Driver will cost her 1 heart. She's going for the corner strats here, and unfortunately gets the right teleport, so no stun lock for her. So she's going to have to earn it. There's 2. Got it. 3. Ooh, lost him, though.
Yeah, and it seems Cantaloupe is firing up something else here.
So 5 hits now on the pig. We're down to 2 more for Sparkover to complete the fight. She's in good shape. 1 more hit. There it is. Down goes the beast 1 more time. We've got another Triforce of Power and more bacon, so Sparkover just has to backtrack to where Link is, as you can see flashing on the eastern side of the skull, and Sparkover will complete her run. And I wonder what kind of game Cantaloupe is going to enlighten us with as Sparkover is about ready to finish this seed.
I really don't know.
Well, I guess we're about to find out here, Sparko. We're going to take this staircase,
Cardhog.
and ladies and gentlemen, Carney, please! It's a staple favorite here. It's the meme game in Cantaloupe's stream, and people love it when he plays this game for some reason or other. In fact, he's got an emote of that. It's called Carney, please. So Sparkover making her way to Link's room, just is one room away. If there's a shutter door, and there it is, automatically open, and get your GGs out for Sparkover. A very respectable time, but unfortunately, the wrong gamble just ended up being her undoing.
Yes, GG's to Sparkover, who is now finished in second place with a time of 1:34.04.
Yep, very good time for Sparkover. A very good run. She played quite well, but it just came down to one thing, the silver arrows, and Cantaloupe made the play, Sparkover did not, and that was the determining factor of this race.
And
We'll see if we-
Sparkover will join us for an interview here shortly. As a matter of fact, already in the call.
All right, we do have Sparkover here in the commentator's booth with us.
Yes.
GG.
Hello.
GG's and a very strong effort here. Unfortunately, you are now eliminated from the tournament, but I really, with this, we'll see the way it was, I can't really blame you for the choices you made. This one was kind of rough.
Yeah, it's like, where are the arrows? But oh well, can't fight that. I almost wanted to go into 7 earlier just because I found it and I wasn't finding a whole bunch else, and just the bomb holes that I tried didn't happen to work. So I was like, yeah, let's leave.
That was a tough break because the silver arrows ended up being there, and I'm going to tell you something. You actually caught up to Cantaloupe. You were both in 9 at the same time at that point of the run because you both had what you needed. You had the bow, the red ring, the white sword. It was a matter of finding the silver arrows. Cantaloupe found the wooden boomerang, and he decided to get out of level 9 at that point on a whim. And fortunately for him, unfortunately for you, Sparkover, he made the right call. 7 had the prize.
Huh. Well, that's an interesting play, but I mean, honestly, sometimes that might even just be faster than digging 9 more, just because a lot of the other levels are a lot more straightforward.
Yeah, and level 9 was really not a good idea of the day, considering that 2 of the hints were eaten by a bait block and the mugger, respectively.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And I didn't even have the book at the time either, so it was like, well, can't even tell what these are anyway.
Yeah, I was kind of half joking in there with saying, oh, hey, I wonder if the third hint's the compass is guarded by dark nuts. Because you actually had to fight dark nuts and get the in that room just before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it was interesting. I mean, it was a fun seed, and then it was a little bit annoying not finding the arrows, and then it just got kind of funny because it's like, well, they're not here. Well, they're not here. But no, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you can really just sit there and laugh.
Well, it looks like we are going to be having our next shift here in a little bit here for the next race. So, once again, GG's you. Any final thoughts on this seed?
Not much really. It was, I mean, 1 was kind of a nice little happy thing where it gave you both the white sword and the red ring, so you're pretty much set for life at that point, so that was nice. Other than that,
Boy,
I think I saw everything except for what was in vanilla level 4.
that was the scrap metal, of course.
And
And
you did see that.
you did see it. So
Other than that, oh, go ahead.
what I was gonna say is, yeah, that red ring and white sword came in handy. But geez, how about that required wizard room in level 3?
Terrible. It made me run away from it at first because I was just not ready.
It was a nightmare. You came into that room the first time around, that is, with a beam sword and 8 hearts, and those blue wizards zapped your energy in like 10 seconds. It was not a pretty sight.
Yeah, combat is not my strength, so when it comes into something like that, I just kind of tend to panic a lot.
It's a tough room. I mean, it's a Triforce room. You have not much room to negotiate with. It was a brutal room.
Yeah, so the second time, I think I used a potion, and I just used bombs and called it a day.
Well, once again, unfortunately with this, you are no longer able to make the bracket stage. But hey, are you at least having fun? Are you going to give us a 5th game?
Oh yeah, I'm having fun. I'm not going to drop out just because of that.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So yes, chat, make sure to get Spark over here. There's some GGs in chat, as well as a follow, along with the winner of this race, cantaloupeme. And while you're at it, make sure to go ahead and follow us here on Speed Gaming. We're on channel 3 of 6. Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. We also have a French, a German, and a Spanish restream here on Speed Gaming. And if this is not enough Zelda 1 randomizer action, we do also have the Randomania channels, which we also will have these races on. And one of them is actually going to be later tonight on the Randomania.
Yeah, that's correct. That is the Adaginos and Captain Green 7 race. Again, that's a battle of 3-0s jockeying for position to try and get a high seed coming up when they reach the bracket stages of the tournament. 10 p.m. Eastern, Redbird Grad and Dark Phase are going to be the commentators on that. In fact, Dark Phase, I'm sure he'll be getting ready to do that race right after his randomizer race that's coming up after we are going to depart against Bartman V1. That's in 11 minutes from now right here on Speed Gaming 3.
Yes, and make sure to go ahead and, while you're at it, make sure to give us here a follow. LC Cards Van, System Crusher, our tracker, and I guess myself if you really want to. But yeah, from us, that's going to do it for this commentary crew here. So from all of us here to link for, I almost said link to the past. No, this is Zelda 1. From all of us here is the Zelda 1 randomizer. We will see you all next time, and thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.
Stay tuned, because coming up next, once again here on Speed Gaming 3, it is Dark Phase versus Bartman V1 right here on Speed Gaming 3. We'll be right back.